Okay, there you go.
No, I won't. Are you filmed? You doing it again?
Yeah, did you want that? Is that okay?
I see Dev. Max can see
you. Okay, cool. Sorry guys, the internet went down.
Should we finish it off?
Yeah, you can finish
it. We can all see you now. Thanks.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. Where's
I'll
the
stand here. I've hotspotted off my phone because the internet's gone, so...
How about you just...
I'll stand outside.
Please, just... How about you just leave your phone?
It's alright. You got it.
Cool. Sorry guys. Right, let's carry on. Okay, perfect. Cool. So, where were we? Yes, back on
the spreading leg bit.
That's very nice. So, coming back to lying down on the ground. We'll try and pick up from where we left off. So, coming back to lying on the ground, and we were going to, so we finished off with the previous pose, we're going to move on to the next part. So, drawing your right ankle onto the left thigh. We're going to come into a figure 4 stretch, so beginning to work into some of the glute muscles and also into the piriformis muscle, which runs underneath the glute region. And for people that have been sat down all day, can become quite tense. So we're going to try and work into that a little bit more. So pressing the knee away of your on your right leg. So press the right knee away. Take a deep breath in. We're going to reach the right arm between the legs. Left arm comes around. I'm going to interlace the fingers behind that left knee. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, allow the head to drop back towards the ground. Press down through the lower back and find the contact of the spine on the ground. So allowing the arms to be heavy, slowly beginning to draw the left leg in towards the body. Keep slowly pressing the right knee away, keeping the feet flexed as they are here. So you should begin to start to feel a stretch through the right glute region. To begin to exacerbate that stretch, if this isn't quite doing it for you, you can always interlink, instead of interlacing the fingers, you can catch hold of the opposite wrists and allow the arms to draw the legs in a bit closer towards the body. So it should begin to increase the stretch there. Take a deep breath in. A nice long breath out. Option to stay here as you are, or to begin to also work into the left hamstring. Begin to straighten the left leg out. So pressing the heel away from the foot, from the body. So dorsiflexing the foot. And from here you can begin to walk the hands up towards the left foot, so as far as is comfortably possible. Or again, you can use the strap to help you. Perhaps hooking it around the foot and the knee bent to help you get there. And then resting the arms, allowing them to be heavy. Draw that left leg in towards the body. And keep flexing the foot away. Feel the stretch through the back of the leg. So you'll begin to work into the calf muscle, the left hamstring, and also the piriformis muscle, the glutes on the right hand side. Quite a lot going on. Take it easy. If it doesn't feel good, feel free to keep that leg bent. Keep the hands around the back of your left knee, or even use a strap if that's more comfortable. So wherever you are, make yourself as comfortable as you can. Take one more deep breath in. As you exhale, slowly lower the left foot down to the ground. Unhook your right ankle. We'll take it gently towards the other side. So bringing feet onto the floor, we're going to lift the left foot off the ground. Place the left ankle onto the right thigh and slowly press that knee away. Okay. From here, take a deep breath in. Release the head from the floor. Reach the hands forward so the left hand comes between the legs. The right hand comes around the outside of the right thigh. And either interlacing the fingers or catching hold of the opposite wrist. As you breathe out, gently release the head to the floor. You can always place maybe a block or a blanket underneath the head to support it. And also again, option to use a strap instead of your hands around the back of your right leg. Keep pressing your left knee away to deepen the stretch. And then remaining as you are, Your option to begin to work into the right hamstring, the right calf. Begin to lengthen the right leg. Keep pressing the heel away. Okay, flex the foot. And then slowly lifting the head, the upper shoulders off the ground. Begin to walk the hand towards the right foot as far as is comfortable. And then as you slowly exhale, allow the head to come back down to the ground. Let the arms be heavy. Keep flexing the foot. You'll feel that stretch through the back of the right leg. There's lots going on in this pose. We've got lots of stretching going on through the backs of the legs. For those of you like me that have been sitting all day, so there's a chance to begin to stretch out a little. Deep breath in. Long breath out. And then gently releasing on the next out breath. Allow the grip to release off your right leg. Slowly lower the foot down to the floor, unhook the left ankle. An option perhaps just to draw the knees in towards the chest if that feels comfortable. Maybe take a small rotation or hug the knees in, whatever feels good. Just taking a moment for yourself. And then on the next breath in, and when you're ready, no rush, no haste, slowly making your way up to sitting. And from here we're going to roll straight over the knees to come to all fours. So planting the hands down, rolling over the knees. Take a step back so you can see. And coming roughly into all fours, so into our tabletop. I'm just going to adjust the laptop because I realise you're not going to be able to see me otherwise. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so from here, tucking the toes under, we're going to come into downward facing dog, but we're going to work again through the backs of the legs. So making the movement a bit more dynamic. So tuck the toes under, spread the fingers wide, press down through the hands, and as you take an in-breath, begin to lift the knees off the floor, draw the belly into the spine, and then come to rest the belly onto the thighs, press the tailbone back, shooting it towards the back corner of the room. As you exhale then, begin to lengthen through the backs of the legs, draw the heels down. Inhale again, we'll take it 2 more times in the movement, so bend the knees, draw the thighs towards the chest, shoot the tailbone back. Exhale, release the heels to the floor, beginning to work into the hamstrings. Inhale, one last time, bend the knees, shoot the tailbone back, really draw that length through the spine. And then as you exhale, drop the heels down. Brilliant. From here, maybe take a moment to walk through the heels, maybe wag the tail. Be thankful for the range of motion you can do today. And then on the next breath, option to stay where you are, but begin to lift the right foot from the floor, point the foot towards the ceiling, press the left heel down, and open the right hips up to the side of the room. Exhale, bend that right knee, and we're going to step the knee through the hands as we come again into deer pose like we practiced yesterday. So dropping the right thigh towards the floor, and we're going to start to bend that left knee, so drawing the left shin forward, the left thigh ahead. So the setup for deer pose, like we practiced yesterday, is to roughly get the shin of the right foot in line with the front edge of your mat, and the shin of your left leg roughly parallel to the long edge of the mat here. So finding yourself in a comfortable position in this way, press the right sole of the foot against the left thigh, and what you'll notice is that the weight is primarily on your right side. Your left glute will be floating. So to help you, might be nice to get your blanket again, place it underneath the left glute to help you bolster yourself, find that connection again with the ground. Find yourself in this position set up. So take a breath in, press the hands into the knees, draw the top of the head up, and find that length in the body. Allow the shoulders to release if they're coming up. And then as you exhale, you can stay here as you are, or you can begin to pad the hands forward. So maybe the hands come down to the ground ahead of you. Perhaps you drop the forearms to the floor, or perhaps the hands walk out and you allow the forehead to come down towards the ground or wherever is comfortable. So Deer pose in this sense is a less intense form of pigeon, in that we've already done some work opening through the hips, opening through the groin muscles, and this helps to get us a bit deeper into this pose, but without having to do all the quad work required for pigeon. So perhaps wherever you are at the moment, taking a moment to take a breath. And just as you gently exhale, release the breath into the room, feel the muscles softening. On the next in-breath, slowly beginning to press the heels of the hands into the floor, walk the body back upright. And then from here, planting the hands back into the ground, shifting your blanket if you've got one, out the way. We're going to roll onto the right knee, come back into tabletop position, so all fours. And from here, we'll work back into downward facing dog, so tucking the toes under, spreading the fingers wide, pressing down through the pads of each hand. Take a deep breath in, we're going to bend the knees up towards the stomach, towards the chest, send the tailbone back. Exhale, lengthen the legs, press the heels down. Inhale, bend the knees, shoot the tailbone back. Exhale, release the legs, heels come down. One last time, inhale, bend the knees, really press the tailbone up towards the sky, and then exhale, release the heels to the floor. On the next breath, we're going to lift the left foot from the ground this time, drawing the left foot up to the sky, opening the hip towards the left side of the room. And then exhale, we're going to bend that left knee, draw the left knee between the hands. So coming into deer pose on the other side. You can turn around. There we go. So again, a setup. So we're trying to keep our left shin parallel to the front of the mat, our right shin parallel to the long edge of the mat. Press the right thigh into the left sole of the foot. Find that connection between the legs. Take a deep breath in, press that left sit bone into the floor, and perhaps again using your blanket bolster your right sit bone, your right glute down. Deep breath in, raise the head. Find that length in the upper body. As you exhale, drop the hands perhaps to the floor if that's comfortable. Option to lower to the forearms, option to stretch all the way out, allow the head to come down towards the ground. So find an option that works in your body, wherever feels good. And we're feeling a stretch again through the back of the left thigh, working again into the inner thigh of the left leg. And perhaps noticing that on one side, the position feels a little bit different to the way it does on the other, perhaps tighter, perhaps looser. And recognising that we are not made in absolute equality. So one side may well feel different, may well not feel exactly the same as the other. On the next breath in, slowly beginning to release the head from the floor if it's down there, pressing the hands into the floor and walking the palms back to come back up to sitting. And from here, we'll take ourselves into child's pose. So a couple of options here. Gently release the knees from the ground, coming back towards the back of your mat. So as we come into child's pose, perhaps sending the knees slightly wider than mat width, if that's comfortable. Sitting the hips down towards the heels. And then when you're there, slowly begin to walk the hands slightly further ahead, allowing the head to draw down towards the ground. And if that's uncomfortable, we've done quite a lot of inner thigh work, hip opening work. So perhaps this position might feel quite good for you. If it doesn't, if you need a bit of support, you can always use a couple of cushions or blankets to help bolster you. So you can come to sitting and kneeling almost with a couple of blocks or a blanket under the sit bones to support you. So if you find that your hips are quite high and you can't get them down quite low enough, you can come into a position like this, and then as you exhale, option to walk the hands forward so you're resting your seat on a block or on a support. So finding yourself in child's pose, and perhaps if stretching the arms ahead doesn't feel good in your body, there's the option to wrap the arms around towards the feet. It can feel quite nice, turning one cheek towards the floor. Or perhaps tucking the arms in between the legs so that the left hand reaches towards the left heel, the right hand reaches towards the right heel, and you're drawing the shoulders in towards each other. So curling in on yourself in child's pose, again perhaps turning the face to one side. So whichever position you find yourself in, come back to your breath for the last few moments of the class. And we'll take our Shavasana in this position, in child's pose. So returning back to the sound of your breath. Returning back to the feel of the breath in the body. Noticing whether the feel of every breath in, every breath out could be slowed down just that little bit more. Noticing perhaps if the sound of the breath has dropped out, can you make the breath a little bit more audible? So tapping back into your Ujjayi breath. And perhaps if your face is facing in one direction, maybe taking a moment just to turn the face in the other direction to stretch out the other side of the neck. And as you are in child's pose, just for the last few moments, I have a poem that I'd like to share with you. Something I found online, actually, about gratitude. It's a poem by Jodie Lynn. Gratitude plants the most stubborn of seeds. Some try to pull it out by the root, yet it grows again for free. And if you let it bloom, it will show even the blind how to see. On that note, take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Slowly release the hands from between the legs or from around you, pressing up through the palms, coming back to seated slowly. And wherever you are, perhaps sitting cross-legged, perhaps kneeling, perhaps on a chair or on a bolster, take a moment to thank yourself for your practice today. Draw the hands together at heart center in prayer. Bow the head liberally. And give yourself thanks for your hard work, your effort, your resilience, your practice. Namaste. I wish you all a lovely evening. Cool, thank you for that. Sorry about the technical difficulties, those of you that were watching, but thank you for persisting and not giving up. Hopefully there'll be another class on tomorrow about the same time, 6 o'clock, but I'll post on my Instagram and via WhatsApp the details of that, so please stay aware and tuned in. Thank you, have a lovely evening.